Hello everybody, what's going on? This is Leanne and check out this awesome plate of sinigang. It's got all these vegetables and some pork and rice. Sinigang is a Filipino soup that's kind of a sour soup. Super good. Donna made it last night. Getting ready to eat it, but before I do, I just want to talk to you real quick about something that I think is pertinent to pretty much anything you do, whether you have a job and you're working for someone or you're in business and you work for yourself. And it's this idea of multitasking. It used to be back in the early 2000s. I don't know if that's what you call it. It's easier to say the 90s. Back in the 90s. Anyway, back in the 2000s, when I was first out there in the corporate America, out of the military, looking for work. Actually, it was 1999, but we'll say 2000s. I noticed that a lot of employers wanted you to have these multitasking skills. They wanted you to be able to do 5 million things at once, and this was considered a really good thing. Well, as it turns out, multitasking is actually not that great, and the best way to multitask is to do one thing at a time. And so I just wanted to share this little skill with you. And I thought about this because I took on a large project this morning, or this afternoon. My morning starts like at 1 in the afternoon. Anyway, I took on this large project, and instead of cutting it down into little pieces, I just started on it, and I just started working on it. Just no matter, I didn't think about, oh, I'm going to give it 1 hour and then I'll work on something else. I just said I'll just work on it till I'm done. And because I did that, I managed to get a lot more done than I would have if I, let's say, set an hour and then did something else for an hour and then did something else for an hour. So this idea of getting a lot of things done, if you have a lot of projects, the best way to get them done is to start with one, do as much of it as you can before moving on to the next. And some projects have wait times, you're waiting on someone else, or sometimes you can only do projects during certain hours, whatever it is. Work on one project, get it done, even spend several days on one project if you can before moving on to the next, and you're going to see that you'll get a lot more done in less time. And here's the reasoning for this, by the way, because every time that you have to have a shift in your head from one thing to another, it takes time for your brain to get in that new direction. Okay, so trying to think of a metaphor for it, but I can't really think of one right at the moment. Maybe if you think about swimming, right? If you're diving or if you're snorkeling, or if you're just swimming in the ocean or in a lake, wherever it is, if you're going in one direction, you can get going pretty fast, right? Depending on how good of a swimmer you are. But if you want to change direction, it's gonna take you time in the water to slow down and shift to the other direction. That's kind of the same in your brain. You're on one task, you're focused, and if you need to change, or even if someone takes you out of that focus, the phone rings and you answer it, or somebody knocks on your door and you say, yeah, come in, and you start talking, or you step outside and talk to your neighbor, your brain is gonna take time to readjust back to work, to get refocused, to get back on track. So set yourself, if you have projects, set yourself time to sit down and work on them uninterrupted. Stay with one task. That's the best way to multitask, again, is to do one thing at a time. And you're going to see a dramatic improvement in the number of things you get done, how quickly you get them done, and how much easier it is to get them done without continuous interruption from going to one thing to another. So I hope that's helpful to you. Maybe you already know it. I don't know. But feel free to leave a comment below if you've done this before, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you in tomorrow's video, and I'm going to eat this awesome plate of sinigang. Bye, everyone.